Videos lately are going viral on social media, and I'll show you how you can do it yourself. Let's do this. I use this powerful app.
All right. I know it ain't even morning, so I ain't gonna say good morning to you ugly ass niggas, but good afternoon to you ugly ass niggas. We running a little later than normal because I had an audition to tape early this morning. So I had to knock that out. But we here. Solo was good.
What it do? Are you live?
Yeah.
Oh, where Taj?
You about to pop up.
Man, I was on a call. My bad.
I just got started.
I see. It's only been 2 minutes. I was like, oh, hell. Ain't that damn late.
Yeah, how that Solo beat? How Solo clock in before me? How that?
You know, I'm always on time.
When that Solo beat me to work.
On time.
I see. You got me today. We usually waiting to hear that voice, but you beat me to work today.
I know, Taj. You know what? That's so true. You usually are on here already.
Yeah. You got me by a few breaths today. It's all good.
Yeah. How you been?
I can't complain. Just trying to keep up with what's going on. That's it. There's a lot going on.
It's a lot going on. I'm just trying to be happy that nothing crazy is going on in my personal life in the moment. I'm just thankful for that.
Yeah.
That's a blessing.
Ain't that a blessing?
Yes, it is. For certain. Who we got?
I'm a little broke, but being broke ain't no. I ain't fucked up about being broke. I've been broke before.
I heard that, and we can always go get some money.
Mine, and it comes and it goes.
That's real. What up, SG? SG in the house. But yeah, we can always go get some money. But that health is wealth. That's the true wealth.
That's it.
Yeah. Ain't no wealth without that health. So hey, I'm glad your personal life going good.
I'm gonna be quiet a little day. I'm gonna be quiet a little bit today. I don't know. I'm gonna be a little quiet today.
Hey, I said, I told Todd beforehand, I said, I ain't gonna lie, bro. It's some crazy shit out here today.
You did say that, and I haven't even looked. You told me the topics, but let me zoom in and see what we got. State of the Union, Bible altered, Hitler death, and the United States of Mexico. Ooh wee! All right, let's get to it. But I'm betting against Solo being quiet. Solo gonna do that passion gonna stir up in that soul. That passion gonna start boiling in your soul, and you ain't gonna be able to hold it in.
We gonna see. We gonna
see. If we take this to Vegas, I'm betting Solo gonna speak her mind.
What's up? You know what? Everything I say today is allegedly. A lot of what I got to say is a lot of rumors that I've heard, but I don't really know a lot about.
That's the key word, though. Allegedly.
These are rumors.
Yeah.
Well, that's the key word. Say, surround yourself with crazy people. Surround yourself with good people. Smart people, you'll find yourself being a smart, good person. All right. Appreciate the comment, MK.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a new subscriber?
Yeah, that's my first time seeing.
Yeah, I ain't never seen this. But shout out to you.
Bless you guys.
What's up, Marcus? What's up, SG? So before we go ahead and get ready to get started on this one, like I said, we got some hitters up in this one this morning. But all of this is for entertainment purposes. we're not claiming that what we're about to get ready to say to be the truth, but we're just putting in the information out there, and you can do with it what you please. So with that being said, we go ahead and get started. So I was scrolling through TikTok yesterday and then stumbled across this sister. It's like the second video I think I've seen of her. Nice little sister. She was talking about the reasoning for some of the moves that America has been doing. Because as we know, Trump created his reason to go over there and attack Venezuela. Then we know we got the situation going on with Iran. And now we kind of got some conflict going on with Mexico, right?
Mm-hmm.
So with Mexico, the thing what she is allegedly saying is that she believes there is a potential plot for the United States to take over Mexico. And I was like, oh shit, like that, that's kind of crazy. First off, Mexico is a big ass country. It's not like just taking over small Venezuela. Like Mexico's sizable. So, and then I also heard some more rumors that the new president is allegedly working with the cartel. So it's a lot of crazy stuff up in there. But I got the video here. Want to share it for you guys. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys, this is going to be the first time y'all have heard this. So I'm interested to see what y'all response will be to it.
Ever notice there's a church on every block in the South? That's not by accident. No, they didn't build churches to save you. They built them to control you. The Bible was altered in 325 AD by the Roman Empire to create one belief system for easier population control. At the same time, they demonized astrology and called it witchcraft.
My bad.
Why? Because your birth chart is your life map. It shows you your purpose, your gifts, your challenges, and your path.
Where is that shit?
Knowing your personal blueprint helps you move with clarity, self-trust, and direction instead of constantly searching for external validation. But they couldn't have it. So they programmed generations to believe you're born sinful, you need saving, don't trust yourself, and the answers are outside of you. The martyr complex was intentional. Religious families in the church belt passed this down for 1,700 years.
So I'm moving down here.
The education system reinforced it, never teaching you your design. Why? Because the United States corporation can't profit off you being ungovernable. So the same empire that altered scripture also demonized the tools that would give you sovereignty. The question is, are you ready to deprogram? Link in bio.
Link in bio.
Okay, so y'all could hear it still.
Yeah.
Actually, for the Bible one, I played the wrong one. My mistake.
Mm-hmm. That's it. Interesting though. Remember, me and Cairo had a text thread about the I did some research to actually go beyond the name Jesus and got all the way back to that Latin name I sent to you a couple days ago. So she was on point with the 325 stuff and the
yeah, and we're gonna get right into that the next live when we get there. Actually, my mistake, Matt, Tosh, you're familiar with him. I'm not sure if Solo is. I told you about him, but anyways, Maverick Approach is the one who actually was talking about this.
All right,
messed up. But anyways, here's the video for the plot, potential plot to take over Mexico. It's crazy though, because a lot of shit he be saying be turning out to be the truth. That's
yeah.
Wow, with his shit.
Yeah.
Is Mexico the next in line to be taken over by America? Let's get into it. First, let's start with El Mencho, the leader of the CJNG, one of the most infamous cartels in Mexico. Now, he was just taken out by the Mexican military with the assistance of America, confirmed by the press secretary. She says the United States provided intelligence to support the Mexican government in order to assist with the operation in Tapapa, Jalisco, Mexico, in which El Mencho was eliminated. And this led to all hell breaking loose, including airports getting shut down and leaving some Americans stuck on some resorts. There's even reports of them putting 2:30 p.m. curfews in many cities. And just to give you a glimpse of how powerful the artillery is, that's not the Mexican government. That's the cartel themselves. Now, one question I have, how do these cartel groups get this type of weapons? Well, here's a report that says how Israel firearms fell into the hands of the Mexican cartel. Interesting. Now, get this, from 2008 to 2018, 238,000 firearms were exported to Mexico from Europe, including 24,000 guns and rifles from Israel, in which wound up in the hands of the cartel. Which brings us to Mexico's first female president, Claudia Sheinbaum, who was elected during the bloodiest election year Mexico has ever seen, with 37 candidates assassinated. But she happens to make it out. And is it a coincidence that her parents are from the same place where all those guns came from? Then she actually threatens to sue Elon Musk after he says she's a puppet for the drug cartel. And two things can be true, because what if she was placed there to induce a civil war, only to kick off the Monroe Doctrine? Now, what is that, you ask? It was issued by President James Monroe in 1823 to take over the entire Western Hemisphere, including Canada, Greenland, and all of South America. And it looks like we're on track, because we have Greenland in our sights, Venezuela has been checked off, and now Mexico. Now, another crazy fact that the CJNG not only was big in drug trafficking, but timeshare fraud. The U.S. actually sanctioned a timeshare fraud network led by the CJNG, which they now call a terrorist group. And let's not forget, one of the first executive orders that Trump signed when he got in office was 14157, designating cartels as terrorist groups. So maybe it was all in the plans. Make sure you guys hit up my YouTube, The Maverick Approach, because I'm doing a bigger breakdown on this. And let me know what you guys think about all this down below.
Shout out to Mav.
Yeah, that boy be cooking over there for sure.
He do. Out of all the podcast people I've seen, yeah, he's the most logical to me. He don't go too far. So shout out to him. Yeah.
So what do you think of it? Do you think it is a potential plot for the U.S. to take over Mexico?
No question. No doubt about it. No doubt about it.
It does make sense, because you know Trump, what he did with the Gulf of America.
Mm-hmm.
And then that was also crazy to me, that, because I'm not gonna lie, when he first showed the little tanks and stuff like that was on there, I definitely thought that was the government. He was like, no, that's the
yeah.
I was like, what? How the fuck the cartel end up with that?
Yeah,
so that there should kind of let you know that it's some kind of inside job that's going on. Because there's no way a cartel, I don't give a damn what cartel, should be able to have access to something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So here's what I don't know. Maybe you guys can fill this in. Solo, you probably definitely know if Taj does. So the Mexican leader that ended up getting taken. Now, Todd, I'm pretty sure you know this. The Mexican leader that got taken out, who exactly took him out?
I don't know, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Yeah. I heard a little bit about it from my neighbor. My neighbor was just telling me about it. So this is my second time really being brought up to speed on what's going on.
You talking about the cartel member?
The cartel.
Yeah.
I heard it was the Mexican military or the army.
Okay. So I was kind of thinking that. So my question is, why the hell are they mad at us about this shit?
Because we help them.
Mav said that too. Mav said the U.S. gave the Mexico government intelligence to help take this out.
Yeah. So that's where it is. The United States helped them, and so now they're mad at us, holding hostage of people and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy because my acting coach is talking about trips and stuff to Mexico. I'm like, ain't nobody going over there right now.
Yes. Yeah, that's what me and my neighbor had a conversation just yesterday morning, and she's about to go over there for some type of trip, not to put her business out there, but she the one put it on my radar, and I was like, "You sure you want to take that trip now?" You know how it is once a person to put their money, but that money ain't worth your life. With me and Solo were just talking about your personal life versus money. So I have to see what decision she make, but she definitely told me about it. And I remember saying this to her. I was like, hey, if they didn't have no problem taking Malcolm X on out, they not gonna hesitate with us. So be careful.
So with the president that they believe is a cartel plan.
Mm-hmm.
Elon, he said Elon basically accused her of that.
Mm-hmm.
So she wouldn't want this to happen though, right? If she's a cartel plant, right? Don't that make sense, or am I tripping?
It kind of threw me how you worded the question, Solo, unless you caught. Did you understand how you were saying that? Because you said when you say she wouldn't want it to happen.
So okay, let me explain a little better. So basically, what I'm saying is, if she's a cartel plant,
mm-hmm.
why? And they just said the United States gave the Mexican military some intelligence to be able to get it done.
Mm-hmm.
Why would she support that if she's a plant for the cartel? She would want to see him.
Got you. I got you now. All right, because the U.S. is the global superpower, and if the U.S. already provided intelligence, and they say take me to your leader, 9 times out of 10 they're gonna take you to their leader, and she probably had to give somebody up to keep a clean face as a president. I mean, that's a hell of a position to be in, to be a plant as a president. As a president, you got to be diplomatic. So if the most powerful nation in the world, which just so happens to be your northern neighbor, comes to you and say, hey, check this out. We got this intel. Here's what, knowing America went and told them what they was about to do. Knowing America, here's what we're about to do. If you don't do it, we gonna do it. You saw it just happen in Venezuela, right? So flip a coin and make a decision. And that's pretty much how we get down.
Okay, so
like love it or hate it.
If I'm the cartel, shouldn't I be mad at the damn president too? I don't give a fuck.
Not
if
if
she
you like. Yeah, but you give a fuck about the whole country getting. And I've been waiting for the right moment to share this history. So, and I'm sure you and Solo are familiar with the history of the U.S. as a part of Manifest Destiny took Texas and California from Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the part most people don't know is that after that happened, Mexico, text my phone and correct me if I'm wrong. Mexico pretty much told the U.S. government, y'all can have the rest of this. And the U.S. government was like, nah, we'll draw the line at Texas and Mexico. Over there was Solo at Arizona. My bad. Don't forget dropping your location. Forgive me. I don't know if you ever let it be known what state you was in, but anyway, so pardon me on that. What's that? What's West Arizona, Solo?
What is Nevada?
Nevada, yeah.
Nevada. So that's what the U.S. took. What most people don't know is that they didn't, before the U.S. could go any further, they was pretty much offering the land up. If there's any Mexican homies out there that want to correct this history, hey, I love to learn. But that's how it's. So I'm saying that to say, when the U.S. show up, man, whether it's bully or whatever their reason is, what's the phrase? Get down or lay down. So that president is between a rock and a hard spot, and it sounds like y'all just schooling me to this stuff. It sounds like she took the diplomatic route and followed the U.S. orders, and somebody had to be a sacrificial lamb.
I mean, I feel that, but I'm just saying, as crazy as a lot of these cartel members tend to be, I mean, I could imagine them being like, I don't give a damn what the hell happened. You should have never, you should have found a way to make that shit steer them in another direction or something.
That's in the civilian world. Right. But that's in the civilian world. And when you get into the national power and world power, it don't always pan out like that. If that was the case, then just take the whole
country. They don't, but they still looking at it that way. The cartel.
Yeah, but they understand their history too. That's why I shared. I wasn't going to share it right away, but you kind of gave me an opening to go ahead and share that history. So I mean, that's the history of the world we live in. America took Texas, from Texas to California. They took that from Mexico. I just got to share this personal memory I have with a Mexican lady. We went out to eat, and I'll give you the location. It was at the IHOP on Sunset. And a white group of people came and sat next to us. And before they sat down, we was talking about stuff like what we're discussing now. And I can't remember what led up to the statement I made to her, but I guess it got to a point where she kind of started whispering. And I had to remind her, I'm like, this y'all shit. Yeah, I know it's the United States now, but you don't have to, what's the word? You don't have to be docile. You don't have to tuck your tail because they just sat next to us. I'm a black man telling the Mexican lady, this y'all shit. You understand what I'm saying? And I saw her eyes light up a little bit, like, yeah, because that's what we used to. Like, we gonna speak our mind and stand our ground. So when I saw her kind of, shrink a little bit when they sat next to us, I'm like, nah, you don't have to do that around me. Like, be like, hey, what happened, but the fact still remained. Those people was here before Manifest Destiny took place. You know what I mean? And that's the truth with proof. But again, for the third time, what most people don't know is that the Mexico government was offering more land. And I'm gonna fact check that, to make sure I got that in order. But I remember learning that when I was doing my American history studies. And America was like, nah, we don't need all that. We want Texas to California, and y'all can have the rest. Because remember, your question is, like what's going to happen, right? If I think it was sort of like, can America take over Mexico? And if we take this to Vegas, I'm betting.
I mean, I think it's unquestionably we can. The thing is, do you believe that's what's going on, basically?
Yeah, I think Mav, and you put Mav on my radar, and I give that brother a shout out. Every time I've checked out his podcast, what I like about him the most, he kind of reminds me of my mindset to where we're logical thinkers. We don't go that far into the conspiracy theory. So I've seen on multiple podcasts where some of his hosts kind of go out there and he'll reel their ass right back in with logic, and I love that. So he kind of won me over with that part. So yeah, bro, it can happen. And he's basically saying by President Trump already setting the stage, like, we're going to label cartels terrorists. Like, who else who's the closest cartels to the US? You know who the closest cartel? It ain't no cartels in Canada. So that was very strategic on Trump's behalf, and let's see how it play out, but yeah. Man, if they could fly over water and do that to Venezuela, and I know you said Mexico is bigger than Venezuela, if we take this to Vegas, I wouldn't bet against the U.S. That's what I'm saying.
Well, shout out to DeMarcus. You said, what y'all think about if Donald Trump run for a third term, that Barack Obama could run and Kamala Harris could run for president in 2000? Ooh.
I vote neither.
The only way Trump could, Trump wouldn't run for a third term. He would have to start a war, and just like FDR did in World War II, and he would be extended a third term. That's the only way it can happen. So it's unconstitutional for him to run for a third term.
True. And I'm pretty sure he knew that. He just probably was like. He probably just throwing out a hypothetical because, it's been a lot of talk about Trump potentially doing a third time.
Yeah. You have to start a war to do that, which it looks like he's preparing to do. I was focused on Iran. Now, like, take it from there, Solo. Solo, that passion building up. Huh? You ready to speak?
You said I was just about to say, you said he got to start a war, and I'm like, he 2 years early.
I don't think it's gonna start.
Remember, right?
Remember when we talked about that? I said I don't think it's gonna happen that soon because of what you just said. It's a little early.
But we was in Iraq for 20 years.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
But we was talking about war then. I still think it's like a few years away, maybe a year to 2 years away. Not this year for sure.
I want to say this to Black America. You know, we could love us and we should love ourselves, but we could also admire other attributes of communities outside of our community. And the way they prepare, the way they plan decades in advance has always been mind-blowing to me. Like, that takes discipline, that takes thought, that takes focus, and all the other words that go along with that. And they're just good at that. So what you say, Solo?
An organization.
An organization. And they don't undermine each other. When they say take me to your leader, whoever that leader is, everybody gonna follow that person's lead. And you know, I mean, they won't be silent about it. They gonna have questions, but that leader is gonna be well tested. So when that leader hit the world stage, it ain't no questioning him. And they just move like that. You know, and I've always admired that about them, how far in advance they make plans. You know what I mean? So that's it.
If I could just piggyback on that, I think that we should look at other communities, other races of people, and look at how they operate, and we should learn from that.
Absolutely.
I remember thinking to myself about this incident that's going on in Mexico, and I'm thinking to myself, Black people, we could learn a lot from that. We could learn a lot. I'm just saying, even if you know, let's not take it towards violence. Let's take it towards how the Israeli people, how they pull their money in together and buy institutions to control, to use that as power. They gathered billionaires together to buy TikTok. You see what I'm saying? Like, they pull their money together to buy TikTok. Because we want to control TikTok, so we gonna buy it. You see that Black people, we really could learn from that. And you see how, and the most important thing is that you see how they stick together. They don't do business with people that ain't like them, not as far as sharing power.
Right.
Now they may have some, hire some people to do this for cheaper because they got a stereotype of being cheap. We could use that as a model on how to use each other to create power for each other.
That's right.
So, I mean, we definitely should learn from that. I mean, you ever been to New York City and went on their side of town? They own every business on the block.
Bensonhurst, Crown Heights, yeah.
Like, they have their own community. We're in Black America, but we own everything on the block. Everything, all the stores,
right?
All the restaurants. But they
Black Wall Street. Go ahead.
Man, but we make the money. We make more money than we did back then.
Right.
We make the money to be able to build our own cities just like them. Why don't we do it? It's because we're not organized. It's not like a leader in our community say we're gonna pull our money together to buy this bank or buy this school to teach our kids. We don't. It's somebody, I ain't doing it. I don't believe in it. I ain't doing it. I ain't doing it. I ain't doing it.
Yeah, they did bomb us, of course. You talking about
right? But of course, but we can do that again if we was to build a bank. Like I said, the $20 black tax that I was thinking about. If they bombed a bank of ours today, $20 from every Black person. Now we got another bank. They bomb our schools. $20 from every Black person in America. We got a new school. Like, it's not rocket science. It's organization.
Yeah. Well said.
All right. So guess I'm transitioning over.
And the only thing I would say to that point before we move on is that, I mean, is it possible that America is trying to take control of Mexico? At this point, we're not shocked.
Right. And I think when it comes to national security, I don't know the reasons. I'm not in the in circle or nothing like that, but just using logic, when it comes to national security, that could be a driving force behind it. You know, maybe the U.S. don't trust, you know, Mexico that much. So we'll see what happens. You know,
I mean maybe the United States will stop importing their weapons. Stop giving them weapons to the United States. Cut them off with ammo and weapons. Where they're going to get it from? We're the biggest exporter of weapons. So if you want to cut them off, stop selling them weapons. But now you want the greed. You want the money. That's for sure.
You better, that's in a capitalistic country. Oh, yes, the money is God in the capitalistic country. And you can't serve two masters.
But that's the same thing the United States do in the Middle East. They give these terrorist groups all these weapons and then complain that, oh, they're a terrorist group. Well, yeah, you gave them the weapons.
Yeah, they definitely, they armed the rebels to install democracy. That's almost, that's
now
like
you need democracy because you have a rebel group that's trying to take your regime. Now you need our help to come in and install our
Solo and Jamie, I would love, if y'all want to extend it just a little bit, I would love to get y'all thoughts on that, because other regimes or other empires have done it other ways. If I could say, if you take, and I don't have the solid knowledge to speak on Russia and Ukraine. Is it fair to say Russia is trying to take over a part of Ukraine or the whole Ukraine?
Russia isn't really, I think Russia wants Ukraine to come to an agreement. I honestly do not think Russia wants to take Ukraine from Ukraine, but as long as Ukraine, because I don't know if you know this, but they fired a deep missile into Russia. And last year when Biden was in office, Russia said that if you do that, we nuke you. So we're looking for Russia to respond, because they fired a missile deep into Russia. And so Russia is sort of like, oh, you done lost your mind, sort of like that. So, but the overall war, I think Russia is fighting this war because they don't want Ukraine to become a member of NATO. And they also want a regime change, because that Lewinsky, whatever his name is, the president of Ukraine, he's sort of like a puppet for the United States.
So there you go. So all right. So that's kind of like the same thing with US and Mexico. I mean, I know it's some differences, of course, but Russia to Ukraine is sort of like US to Mexico, where Russia knows Ukraine is sort of like for lack of a better word, a US proxy.
It is. And they understand that war is a US war. US versus war.
Yes, and to me, because we always hear the US, Russia, and China. And I'm gonna keep it G with you. It's like the US be calling everybody bluff. If you think you tough, we gonna find out. And I'm not saying that as a patriot. I'm just saying that as a citizen observer. And like everybody who I learned that was supposed to be the second and third and fourth superpower, the US done pretty much pumped all of them. So I'm not saying that as a matter of arrogance. I'm just saying, damn, are we really that superior? When it comes to military power, no wonder they use biological warfare against us, because I guess with the equipment, it ain't gonna happen. I mean, think about that. That's so if we do role reversals, that's like Russia getting Mexico to shoot a missile deep into the US. Everybody know what would happen if that took place. So that's it. I'll rest my case for that.
So I mean,
Ronald, I'm guessing he's responding to, I know that's what he responded to DeMarcus super chat saying anything outside the 22nd Amendment would require another amendment to allow him to be elected 3 times or an extension. An amendment requires 2/3 vote in Congress, ratification by 3/4 of the state.
Does that include? Go ahead, Solo.
Oh, my bad. I was just gonna say all it takes is for that Middle Eastern country over there that we can't talk about. If they tell our Senate that they want Trump to be in their 3rd term, Trump gonna be in their 3rd term. You're saying that it requires them to vote, you know.
Yeah, I see. That's new to me. So, Ron, are you saying they could do that without starting the war? They could just do because I'm not that familiar with I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not familiar with the 22nd Amendment at all. So, are you saying the 22nd Amendment would allow him to run for a 3rd term, with the exception of starting the war? And what up, nephew? I see nephew Goldman in the house. Now, we was late, nephew, not you. Jamie had to handle some business, so we was a little late today, but we're glad you made it. Yo, I'm at work. My apologies for tapping in late, nephew. Like, he late. Nah, he usually the first one. All right, where were we? We already did that. Solo. Ali gave you a shout out. Solo. Talia in the house. What up, Talia? UAN.
Well,
you got it, James.
No, I was just going to say the 22nd Amendment, that's the one that prevents the president from being a president longer than 8 years, doing more than 2 terms.
Okay, so that coincides with what I said. So the only way to get around that is to start a war. I thought he had a loophole to where you could run for a 3rd term without starting the war. But yeah, so
perhaps it is something in there that I just know that's that one. But maybe it's something deep, in there of what he's talking about that maybe is another way around it. I'm not sure.
I think we're on the same page with that. He kind of gave us the political language, but for people who are not that deep into it, for all of that to apply, any president would have to start a war, and the only president that has done that was FDR. All right, let me respond to Ant-Man. Resources is the money. They only thrive because our land. So, but which resources, Ant-Man? Human resources or natural resources? We could move on, y'all, whenever y'all ready. Because money is backed by human in the U.S. is money backed by human resources or natural resources? I guess that's
both, really.
There you go. But mostly human resources. It's really monopoly money without the people.
So Ronald responded. He said, a war has nothing to do with it. Forget that. It's not about 8 years. It's about being elected only 2 times. I am talking constitutional.
But that still didn't clean nothing up, Ron. So you tell us to forget something, and you're saying a war has nothing to do with it. Forget that. It's not about 8 years. It's about being elected only 2. So you made the same point in a sentence. We're talking constitutional law. So you're losing us a little bit. So unless you understand what he's trying to say. A president is entitled to 2 terms unless a war breaks out, and then he could stay in office for a 3rd term. Unless you know a constitutional loophole, share that with us. That's what we're here to do, is sharpen each other, not degrade and condescend. But so enlighten us, because it sounds like we're saying the same thing, but you might want to word it in your lingo. And I take the Malcolm X route, which is Malcolm X could speak intelligent like that too, but he chose to speak on a 5th grade level so everybody can understand. And I strive to do the same thing. I'm not trying to speak super intelligent where you lose 80% of the audience. I rather speak on a middle school level. That way, even middle school students can understand what I'm saying and have access to power, knowledge power, wisdom power before their time.
Right. And yeah, so as far as the part where you're talking about, that's why we hold birth certificates. That's going to be a big topic for Sunday. So
but we on the same. So at least me and Ant-Man on the same page with that. I'm all for a good disagreement, but not when somebody just want to be right. It's backed by us, the people. Right? I said that a couple shows ago. All right, let's move on. The U.S. dollar is backed by a human resource, not a natural resource. A lot of countries back their money off natural resources, oil, whatever resource they have in their country. Our dollar is tied to our. That's why major corporations have human resource departments. Think about that. I don't even think other countries got that unless they got it from us. So that's something we overlook, but it's right there in our face. Solo, I know you're familiar with that. You got experience in the business world like that. Every major corporation has a human resource department. So on the national level, our dollar is tied to us as people and how hard we work. That's what gives the dollar value. It's pretty much monopoly money until we connect our labor to it, is what I'm saying. They took it off the gold standard in 1913. I'm here to share knowledge, y'all. I'm not here to try to sound smarter than anybody. I've learned this stuff over 40-some years, and I'm here to share what I've learned with the people and hoping that it could benefit somebody. I'm not here to outsmart nobody. Go ahead, James.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and go to this next one. Basically, one of the ones that I shared earlier was for this topic, like I already said, but yeah. Pretty much what she was saying is the Bible, and you know, I kind of touched on this before, I think on the morning show and on the Blackjack Chronicles, but it's but I didn't kind of bring the Roman Catholic Church aspect to it. And she kind of touched on that, so I thought it was interesting enough to bring it up. Because like I kind of covered Sunday, but it was very brief. The Roman Catholics is behind a lot of this bullshit that's going on, but they under the radar.
Ever notice there's a church on every block in the South? That's not by accident. No, they didn't build churches to save you. They built them to control you. The Bible was altered in 325 AD by the Roman Empire to create one belief system for easier population control. At the same time, they demonized astrology and called it witchcraft. Why? Because your birth chart is your life map. It shows you your purpose, your gifts, your challenges, and your path. Knowing your personal blueprint helps you move with clarity, self-trust, and direction instead of constantly searching for external validation. But they couldn't have it. So they programmed generations to believe you're born simple, you need saving, don't trust yourself, and the answers are outside of you. The martyr complex was intentional. Religious families in the church belt passed this down for 1,700 years. The education system reinforced it, never teaching you your design. Why? Because the United States corporation can't profit off you being ungovernable. So the same empire that altered scripture also demonized the tools that would give you sovereignty. The question is, are you ready to deprogram? Link in bio.
Okay. So basically, the part that really stood out the most for me is the portion where she's talking about how the Roman Catholic back in what did she say it was? Anyway,
yeah, that's Constantine, 325.
325, right? So they changed the shit, and I was saying it. I was like, bro, there's absolutely no way that shit hasn't been altered. Y'all can I actually think we got to be somewhat insane to believe that it hasn't. Now, I believe some of it has to be there because, according to their laws, they have to tell you before they do stuff. But they are using trigonometry or whatever to kind of finesse you a little bit to believe shit that's not exactly so. So she's like, that's the reason why they got these false teaching ass church on every block to do this. And it's hold on. Power Fan said the mark of the beast is money. You can buy, sell, or live in this world. You can't, buy, sell, or live in the world without it. Money being involved, the beast is the nations of the world. That's an interesting take.
I've heard it before. Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, because one thing you said, Jamie, is that whatever it is, whether it's a chip or what the guy said, Revelation say you won't be able to buy or sell without it. So it would make sense to blend it all in.
But the only part about that is that the part where what it's saying, I mean, without it, you wouldn't be able to buy or sell. Yes. But damn, I'm trying to think about the part of the. Hold on, let me go back and review that. Jimmy, what do you mean Roman taxes? Even though we know that a lot of them is behind that shit.
I mean, that's the first version. Since we're talking about altering the Bible, the first version of the New Testament was in Greek. So when y'all hear me say, I'm just gonna stick with I go from Genesis to John. You know, that's kind of for the first time, I guess I'll go ahead and put it out there. I just don't trust them people like that to get and they're the ones who turned our nation. Now, y'all have heard me say this multiple times on this platform. It was the Roman Catholic Cathedral that turned our nation into a religion. We were moving like a nation back then, 2026 years ago. We were moving like a nation. Yeah, we had some crooked clergy and crooked, what they call them, Sadducees and Pharisees and all that. But we were moving through this world as a nation. And then we got the land in Canaan. And then we was for being disobedient. What nations do? Nations go to war with other nations. And other nations came in. When the Babylonian came, they scattered us all over the world. But back to the original point, it was the Roman Empire that turned our nation into a religion, and that religion could be found in the New Testament. If that's not a fact, I stand corrected, please.
And they also the one that shifted over the worship day too. I know that.
Absolutely, great point, Johnny. Absolutely.
So that's another thing that kind of should raise some eyebrows. And like I've actually in my household before, because for those of y'all that's not familiar, my entire family for the most part are Christians. They grew up that shit. My mother's a first lady, my stepdad is a pastor, my dad was a pastor, my granddad is a minister, so on and so on. And I talked to them about why do you guys worship on Sunday when clearly it says it should be Saturday. And they always made up excuses, the reason why they do so. Never nothing very valid. So that's something I would love to have a conversation with the greatest pastors and stuff with, to see if one of them could give me a good explanation to why they're doing so. I mean, I know the reason. It's because
not to pay attention. I think one of us hit that point before.
Right. So that's kind of touching on what me and my brother Robert was talking about yesterday. You was part of the conversation too.
Mm-hmm.
They saying, okay, we'll give you the tax break, but part of it, and I should ask my mom this with the church. Is it part of because does the 7-day Adventists and the Jehovah Witnesses and people like that, do they also receive that same thing? Because they don't worship on Sunday.
Yeah, you don't have to worship on Sunday. You can the 501c3. You could put your day of worship or service on whatever day you want. But I guess when you tap into the Christian religion, that's when you might have to. So if you register it as a Christian religion, because think about it, you got Islam. Islam don't have to worship on Sunday. The Jews' day of rest is on the Sabbath day. So and they, a synagogue has a 501c3. So,
well, anyways, That one I just wanted to touch on very briefly. Solo, you got something you want to add to this before I move on?
I understand that the Bible was, originally wrote in a certain language and it was, translated to a different language. Then, they have all these different versions of it. So I get that, people may have changed words to make something sound softer or changed words to make something sound, easier for them to invert their theology. And I think that, maybe they put certain words in there so they can be able to go back and embellish what those words mean. But I don't believe that the story is wrong. But I do think that, of course, if a Christian was translating the Bible, then of course he put some of that. I don't necessarily say that he would put Christian theology in there, but I do think that maybe he's changed words, made emphasis on certain words that's easier for them to convince people that the story is what they claim it to be. But as far as like the actual story about the Jews and what will happen, what's supposed to happen, I don't think that that's been changed.
It's not, because it predates, and thanks for making that point, Solo. The Torah, the Old Testament, predates the New Testament by thousands of years. So when you have, the scrolls and the papyrus and all this stuff to show what the Hebrew Bible was, that would be very audacious to try to change that. So what they did is they took all the prophecies out of the Old Testament and did their thing to fulfill the prophecies in their new religion.
But I don't think they did. That's why I say that I don't think the story has changed. I think that they have imposed their theology because they know a lot of people are not actually reading the Bible. They're just going off what the preacher is saying in church. So I think that they have a theology that they base off the Bible, but their theology isn't what the Bible teaches. It's just, a different version of events, even though it specifically contradicts what the Bible says. And they're banking on people not reading it.
Yeah, that was a good bet. I see value in this comment right here. So Jimmy Meyer say modern Christianity is 90% England, 10% Israel. I'll speak on the 90% England part because I don't know much about the 10% Israel. I'm glad you left that comment because King James is the one who snapped the connection between the Romantic Catholic Church. I shouldn't even say church because church is a Scottish. When you do the etymology of church, that's actually an English-Scottish word. So that's why I say cathedral when it comes to the Roman Empire. But King James wanted to know, if I'm the king, why the hell do I have to answer to the Pope? That was a hell of a question to ask. Like, I'm the king of England, right? Why am I answering to anybody? So he the one who disconnected from the Romantic Catholic and entered the Church of England. And that comment gave me the reminder to share that with y'all. So I'm glad he left that comment. Modern Christianity is 90%. That's something to meditate on. 90% England. So it ain't, we can almost take, but they still took the literature. The literature still travels through time from 325 AD, which is what you played on the video. That's what the lady said. So it's not like the Church of England changed the literature. Yeah, they changed it from Latin to English, but they disconnected answering to the Roman Church, the Roman Empire.
So, Rana, I don't think
I would.
Go ahead, Sala.
I was just gonna say, well, modern day Christianity is, they say that the church is the new Israel. There is no such thing as a descendant of, like, they sort of inflate. They say that Israel is now a spiritual Israel, where you believe you're now Israel, or they may say that the church is now Israel. So it's no descendants of Israel. That's
theology.
That's not a nation.
Right.
The church is the new Israel. So modern day Christianity is theology. It's not what the
That's
Bible
right.
teaches.
And you always say that. So correction accepted, Ron. I appreciate you. So wrong, King Taj. That was Henry. Yeah, you know your stuff, and I can tell you know your stuff, but that don't mean I ain't gonna I ain't gonna get on you about that president stuff. We'll move on from that. But Ron say wrong, King Taj. That was Henry. I don't know what that Roman numeral is. That left the Catholic Church because the Pope would not annul his first marriage. So he said, all right, there you go, F the church. So correction accepted, no problem. So it wasn't King James, it was King Henry. Fair enough. Hey, these human memories slip, bro. So that's what we're here for. To keep each other sharp. That's what here's for. Go ahead, James.
I was just gonna say, I'm pretty sure I don't think nobody here believes that spirituality and religion is the same. So I mean, I think we're in agreement with that. I was addressing his first comment.
All right. Big difference. Yeah.
Yeah, but what exactly is
spirituality? I like how Ethiopian Emperor Haile Selassie said it, and I can't remember it the word verbatim, but he basically was like spirituality is directly from your soul to the universe or to the spirit of life. That's spirituality. Religion is all this stuff we got going on in the world, which is so hella divisive. That's how you know who the author is, because it's hella divisive. If any religion had the empirical truth, the other ones wouldn't matter. Let's meditate on that for a few breaths. If any religion had the empirical truth with proof, the other ones wouldn't matter. That's how you know religion is divisive. And spirituality is your direct connection from your soul, your conscience, your mind to the spirit of life. I won't say the universe, I'll say the spirit of life.
Yeah, religion is more based on kind of philosophy of what's being taught, you know. Spirituality is more so your own inner self and what you believe.
Right. And that's what I practice. I've studied them all. Started out Baptist church, went Nation of Islam, and I treated them all like schools of thoughts. Just like you go to middle school, high school, college, you know, and some people go to grad school. That's how I treated religions. From the black church to the Nation of Islam to Judaism. I don't really want to use the word Judaism because I think of the Euro Jews when you say Judaism. So I need to, Solo, you got a better word for me? But y'all get what I'm saying. So I've traveled through those schools of thoughts, and I saw our people, Black Americans in the United States, in that Torah. That's us. Like Charlie Kirk say, prove me wrong. When you read that Torah, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, and we go to a international court of law, and everybody got to present their evidence, I'm betting on us. That's who that shoe fit. It fit us. You could just read it. That's what made it resonate in my soul. You know, so when I was studying in the school of thought of the Nation of Islam, I didn't see us in the Quran. Now, I love what they taught Malcolm X, Muhammad Ali, Prime Minister Farrakhan, Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. As far as they black nationalism, I loved all of that. I took all that in, but that's black nationalism. That ain't spirituality, as somebody put in the comment section. So that's why, to Jamie's point, I went on because when my soul leaves this body, it's just my soul. Ain't nobody in this world coming with me. So why wouldn't I? And we live in a country that grants you that right within the First Amendment, your freedom of faith. Why would you subject that to anybody organized religion? That's just me, though.
Yeah. And she also talked on, you know, how, because Aunt basically talked about how we need to learn the Haitian spirituality.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she kind of touched on that, you know, how they demonize anything that's going against religion, basically. And the reason they're doing that is because they want you to be defenseless against what they're trying to use on you. Because they're absolutely using magic and, you know, spells and shit like that to keep us under control. And my biggest rebuttal to all of that, for the ones that try to say that all of it is is demonic and stuff like that, which we're also going to touch on that Sunday, the light and the darkness and stuff like that. It's always a light and a darkness to everything, a positive and a negative to everything. There's no such thing as this here is all negative. There's no such thing as that. So that's one thing that we also need to be keeping into consideration, because if you read the same Bible that you believe in, Jesus used magic, basically. If you really pay attention, that's what he used it. But they don't want you to know that, because you would be able to tap into what I be talking about, the Christ consciousness, to be able to defend yourself.
All right, magic or divine science, not to play semantics, but words do matter. And magic has never been proven in the history of the world or the universe. So, and Jamie, I know you always up for a good disagreement, so we might have one right here. So would you double down on magic, or you was just using that as a figure of speech? Because the creator of this universe didn't use magic. I was just listening to Neil deGrasse Tyson earlier. This is why I kind of connected to science, because it's building blocks. You can see the steps. And he just mentioned, because they was asking him about the alien phenomenon that everybody talking about right now. This came out like a day ago. And he was like, the language of this universe is mathematics. So a person, to your point, Jamie, someone like Jesus could have he understood divine science. Think about these UAPs. They understand a higher level of science. And Neil spoke to that as well. Like, if they understand a higher level of physics, they could do what we don't know how to do. So is that magic, or is that them just understanding super science, or what they call science phenomenon? That's the closest I can get to magic, is science phenomenon. Magic is, hey, I want a Mercedes-Benz. I snap my finger and it appear. Mercedes, y'all need to endorse the show for me giving y'all a name drop. But that's magic. You know what? You thinking in your mind, when the creator said, let there be light, that wasn't magic. That's divine science. That's atoms. That's electrons, neutrons, and what's the other one? Protons evolving. And then you get to the point, let there be light. It ain't just you snapping your finger and there's light all of a sudden. It was a process, a creative process. Creation is not magic. Creative labor is shit. Look what we trying to do out here in the movie business. That ain't easy. That ain't nothing magical. The movie, it might be magic in the movie, but it ain't no magic in the process of making that magical movie. If that makes sense. That's it.
I'm not going to really go deep into that and stuff like that to really dispute that. But my point is the same stuff that they're trying to tell you is quote unquote evil. It's the same things that your Lord and Savior used while he was here. That's my point of it. But DeMarcus, is the videos you're talking about relevant to what we're talking about? Society flipped everything witchcraft from to mean evil, which is actually the truth, and magic is unbelievable.
Yeah, society flipped everything witchcraft from to mean evil, which is actually the truth, and magic is unbelievable. All right. Then Jimmy said the greatest scientist in history had an awesome Jufro. So that's the mind of Einstein. And what Einstein didn't believe in magic either. Einstein believed in energy. He said everything is energy. Like you said, Jamie, light or dark energy, but everything is.
Yeah. So, yeah, like I said, if you don't want to use the terminology magic, fine. Right? But my point is, it's not evil automatically because you're using something like that.
Right. And as far as hey, I don't have a master's degree in what they used, but no, they understood the herbs and all that. That ain't magic, that's science. When you understand the herbs, I get on all women about that. All women so quick to push us into the hospital instead of them. If y'all really care about us, if y'all really care to be our nurses, learn the science of the herbs. while we out here fighting these wars. When we come home, hey baby, try this herb. It's supposed to make you whatever. There's a fruit or a vegetable for every organ in our body. The creator didn't play no games, man. The creator knew what it was doing.
Yeah.
Think about that. The fruit tree, this ain't evolution, because the creator said, okay, for this fruit tree, whatever the fruit tree is, if you eat this fruit, it will benefit a certain organ in your body. That's divine design to me. That ain't just some shit happening, out of evolution. That's somebody thinking about the creation he's about to make. And when that creation come into reality, it's like a parent leaving food in the refrigerator for their child. Get home from school, I'm gonna have some apples, oranges, you're gonna have some fruits on the table. The fruit trees is pretty much the creator's way of doing that. Hey, you guys can go eat all this fried food you want to, but I left you some natural food right here on the earth. The free will choice is yours.
Yeah, it's like they used to say back in the day. Damn, we got an anchor. Solo fell off some kind of way too. But anyways, it's like they were saying back in the day, your kitchen used to be the hospital. But now, it's, go to the hospital. You got to go to these people that good damn well are lying to you. They're going to always basically diagnose you with whatever they can make a profit from.
That's right. Spot on, Jamie. I'm with you when you're right. I'm up for a good disagreement too, but I'm with you when you're right. And our women, that's in my top 3 things of I'm gonna put an address on it, that Black American women, from my experience and other men experiences who I know, they so quick to send us, and they try to use that reverse psychology. Y'all need to go. Yeah, we will go to the hospital when it's necessary, but it's a lot of stuff we can do outside of the hospital to heal ourselves. And if y'all not gonna help us, all right, then that's just y'all taking that side. That's y'all being on that side of history. But it's right there in the book. I've given you every seed-bearing herb to heal the body. And that's why one thing I will give the Caribbean women a shout out for. I'll let you do it then. You got it.
I was definitely about to do it.
You got it.
I gotta say, the Caribbean girl I had, boy, she was very much into that. Like, and when I got sick with COVID, she knew exactly what to put together. Drink this, take this this amount of times a day. Talking about that shit was gone like that within about 2 days.
Bless her heart for that. Bless her soul for that. I'm not trying to tell our women what to do, or maybe I should, but I will put that out there.
So yeah, I definitely gotta agree with that for sure.
Yeah, I've tried CMOS DV. I got to get deeper into it, but I am aware of it.
Same.
All I see for me say that's hoodoo, Taj. Use the land resources. Absolutely. I've heard of hoodoo, never knew what it was, but I'll take your word for it. So all I see for me say that, using the herbs. What do y'all think they putting in this medicine? Along with whatever other crap they put in there, they go into the herbs themselves, and they finding the herbs to put in these pills or whatever you taking, and then they put that other bull crap in there, and that's where the side effects come from. The side effects are not coming from the herbs. So how about we just go straight to the herbs that don't have side effects? Walnuts for your heart, blueberries for your memory. No, I think walnuts is for the memory too. Walnuts and blueberry for your memory. Why would you pop a pill for that when you just eat some blueberries and walnuts to help your memory? And there's countless amounts of other fruits and vegetables that help everything in our body. My bad for the hold on, let me mute.
I was gonna say, for the medication, I think a lot of the substances they use are synthetic, and they know that the herb will give you the cure that you want. But I want to be able to sell medication and make money. I don't want you to know that you can grow this plant in your apartment or in your house. So because I want to sell medication and make money off you guys. So of course I'm not going to tell you guys how to cure yourselves at home.
Spot on, Solo. And let me add this to I came up with this as a child, a middle school, probably elementary school. So all of us familiar with vitamin C pills. Now, growing up in South Florida, where all the oranges grow, every state I've been to in this country have that. Here's another shout out that we're not getting an endorsement from, but I'm sure y'all familiar with what is it called? The Florida Nature something. It's an orange juice that sell all across the country. Mm-hmm. So I will always say, like, why would I pop a vitamin C pill when I could just walk in my backyard and grab 2 or 3 oranges off the tree? And I've been doing that since a kid. And when I would eat the oranges without the vitamin C pill, now hopefully Big Pharma, don't send nothing this way, but it would work. So that's when I first realized, okay, I'm gonna just try to stay as natural as possible and try to stay healthy as possible the natural way. And for emergency purposes, if I have to just open up, to their, what somebody in the comment section called it, I think all I see for me. There you go. The chemicals. They make chemicals with meds. There you go. To avoid those chemicals that are not natural to our bodies.
Well, now time to transition again. Now, I didn't watch all of this, but it was one part that was a highlight. 2 parts, actually. That was a highlight that I seen that they were advertising about. Yesterday they had the State of the Union meeting with Trump and the rest of the people or whatever. And 2 things that stood out. One of the reps, Al Green. It's crazy because one of the reps' name is Al Green. A lot of the black people in the comments at first thought they was talking about Al Green, the singer that's from Memphis. But no, it's a politician named Al Green that basically was shouting out with a sign, "Black people are not apes," during the State of the Union. So that's one thing. And another one that I thought was pretty damn hilarious, but at the same time, very eye-opening. Jimmy, what are you talking about, gold member? But anyways, but I wanted to share this video because I thought this shit was funny. So pretty much Trump told them that anybody in this room that disagrees with this statement, don't stand up. And pretty much the statement he had said was that our job is to support America first, not illegal aliens. And I'm gonna let y'all see pretty much what happened after that. And I thought that shit was pretty goddamn funny.
Of all funding for the border security, homeland security of the United States, and also for helping people clean up their snow. We have no money because of the Democrats, and it would be nice. We'd love to give you a hand at cleaning it up, but you gave no money. Nobody's getting paid. It's a shame. So you have to think about it. We have, in case you didn't know, a pretty large snowstorm out there. One of the great things about the State of the Union is how it gives Americans the chance to see clearly what their representatives really believe. So tonight, I'm inviting every legislator to join with my administration in reaffirming a fundamental principle. If you agree with this statement, then stand up and show your support. The first duty of the American government is to protect American citizens, not illegal aliens.
All right, hurry up with the damn clapping. That's what I say.
Shame. You should be ashamed of yourself not standing up. You should be ashamed of yourself. That is why I'm also asking you to end deadly sanctuary cities that protect the criminals and enact serious penalties for public officials who block the removal of criminal aliens. In many cases, drug lords, murderers all over our country. They're blocking the removal of these people out of our country, and you should be ashamed of yourself.
All right, listen. It was a hell of a lot of clapping. The motherfuckers clapped a long ass motherfucking time, no doubt, Ghostin. But the point of it is, he kind of trapped them like hell. He definitely set their ass up to basically see what they corroborate live. And they were like, oh, we don't get no fuck. Where we at? We still not about to support you, dig it. So I would love to open this up to everybody on your opinion with this. I think the panel pretty much is going to be on the same accord, but the chat more so I would be interested in when Trump said Americans should be here first. You know, the duty of them is to support America first and not the illegal aliens. But anybody can go ahead and go.
All right,
I didn't think that was funny. And I think it's very convenient.
I'm sorry, say it again. We couldn't hear the first little part.
I said I don't think that was funny, and I think it's very convenient that he's going to put it towards illegal aliens and not Israel, because that's who he puts first.
I would have to agree with that.
That great point, Solo. You finished, or you got some more?
Yeah, I'm good. That was disgusting.
All right, now from my experience with the LA reparation movement, and I learned a lot in that, and it's still going. For him to expose that, I'm sure a lot of people in that movement was clapping with the Republicans, because that's what we had been saying through our whole struggle, that you guys, when I say you guys, let me put an address on it, that the Democratic Party is prioritizing immigration over reparations. I remember pulling up to a location in Leimert Park where I saw some of our comrades going at it. They actually pulled up on the immigration rally in Black LA. And I saw it live. One of the guys went live, and I was fortunate to be, I wasn't that far, so I drove over there. And it basically was a standoff between foundational Black Americans, Native Black Americans, and Caribbean immigrants and African immigrants. And they was trying to influence. Remember, y'all heard me say politics and influence is almost synonymous. And they wanted to influence Native Black Americans, foundational Black Americans, to join the fight of immigration. And those brothers who pulled up on them, shout out to Africa Town, that's who did it. And shout out to Billion. Billion is running for 5-5. That's the district I live in. That's a state district in California. It's the 55th district. And the guy who's our current incumbent representative sold us out on August 31st, 2024. But that's another discussion. I appreciate the exposure, just to keep my comments brief. And for the first time, I'm gonna say thanks, Mr. President, because on a local level, maybe a state level, we was trying to bring that same awareness to our people. our Black American politicians are prioritizing immigration over just due, us getting our justice due for building this country, as the president has also said. So, Solo, I appreciate your point too, and I thought about that too before we even started the show. It would have been messy if someone would have kind of responded and said, "Well, are you Israel first or America first?" That would have stirred the pot for sure.
Now that would have made it interesting.
That would have made it very interesting. I'm glad we can get a smile, laugh out of that. But I'm pretty much done with my comments. I'm glad he did it because he confirmed what the reparation advocates was already screaming and yelling. They trying to replace us with the immigrants, and they're prioritizing immigration over reparations.
Right,
And
Is Trump prioritizing Black people right now? He's not. So for him to say, Black people, be mad at the Democrats because they're prioritizing illegal aliens, I'm not going to prioritize you either, but I just want to call out the fact that the Democrats aren't prioritizing you. That doesn't help us. That divides us. That stops us from looking up at the billionaires and instead look at each other across the aisle, Democrat versus Republican, when both of them is bipartisan. Neither one of them political parties are giving us reparations. So don't give Trump any praises for calling out the fact that the Democrats aren't giving us reparations when Trump ass ain't giving us reparations either. It's more so why you're voting for them. They're not doing anything for you. Vote for us. I'm not doing anything for y'all ass either. So what was that? Can anybody hear me? Am I the only one in here? Where is Jamie and Taj? Oh, okay. Well, welcome to the show. Look, I'm just playing. I don't know. Maybe the internet went down. Something like that. Trump a hot ass mess. He know he dead ass wrong for that. And it's so crazy to me that it's just so crazy how we treat him like a man child. We literally treat him like a child.
Solo.
What?
Can you start back from the beginning of what you were saying? Because we had, for some reason, the internet decided to go out on us. I had to get it back on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I was just saying that I don't look at that as anything. Trump telling us that the Democrats are prioritizing illegal aliens as opposed to Americans when Trump isn't prioritizing us either. Then what is that? What is that? It's like he's saying, Black Americans, the Democrats are not prioritizing you. They're prioritizing illegal aliens. We're not going to prioritize you over here either. But I just want to identify that the Democrats are not prioritizing you.
Now, that's right on. You got it, Jane, but that's right on time with the notes I took before the show started. So I want to read that long ass text I sent you because that'll fit right with what I can almost explain why Solo. But let me, Jamie locked and loaded. Go ahead.
I was just going to say very briefly, this goes back to my original point from Sunday. That's my whole point of putting this in here. What I was saying is that they are tearing each other down. They're showing us that, hey, they're not for you, and Black people, they already see that Trump is not 100% for us. So the more he does, it's gonna get them off that damn Democratic plantation. We've never been on the Republican plantation, so that's not the issue. The issue It's them being on the Democrats' plantation. Them motherfuckers wouldn't even stand up to say that America is first. But go ahead.
Yeah, throw their ass on the grill. I was, hey, I'm rubbing my hands over here, ready to eat. Hey, they deserve to get thrown on the grill, bro. Damn, I forgot. I gotta log out to read the text I sent you because that'll give you the whole.
You want me to read it?
Bro. And then let me interject, I guess, like after each paragraph, so I can kind of, because we about to bring us up to speed on how we got to where we are and why Trump can't really look out for us because he's surrounded by people who were in the Democratic Party oppressing us. Go ahead, Jamie.
So the text said, the Republican Party was founded in 1854 by anti-slavery activists who opposed the expansion of slavery in American territories. President Abraham Lincoln's election 1860 started a civil war to preserve the nation and abolish. I lost where I'm at because I got a notification. Abolish slavery. During the Reconstruction era, Republicans sought to extend civil rights protections to freedom somehow.
Freedom. That's us. Just
freedmen. Sorry.
Freedmen. So let me jump in right there so everybody understand who freedmen are. Freedmen is who we modern day call ourselves, FBA, NBA, or any. So freedmen are the free black slaves. That's when Jamie read freedmen, that's who is referring to. And what we're establishing is how the Republican Party, now I'm not asking nobody to cross the aisle. I'm just giving you the history on how we got to where we are. The Republican Party from the beginning, and you just heard what Jamie read, came out swinging against anti-slavery and all that other stuff. The Democrats, because the people, the slave masters and they flunkies, or not, they cronies, they were in the Democratic Party. And when Jamie keep reading, we'll get to when they left the Democratic Party and went into the Republican Party. Go ahead, Jamie.
However, by late 1877, the party shifted its focus towards business interests. In 1920, it dominated national politics, promoting protective tariffs, infrastructure development, and what's that?
Yes, that's a French word, and that means my bad. I can't pronounce it. But
Lazafari.
Yeah, it translates into open business. That's what it means in English.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember seeing that word in school. Yeah, so this laissez-faire or something like that, but it means like free market, open business. Like, in other words, don't let government shouldn't get in the way of business that much. Like, get your permits, do your restrictions, but don't get involved with business handling their daily activities. Go ahead.
You said laissez-faire.
Yeah, that's the best pronunciation I can come up with. I think it's laissez-faire or something like that. Laissez-faire. It's a French
they got
word.
a hyphen here with separating. So dash here separated. So I didn't know for sure. But anyways, economic policies, navigating internal divisions between progressive and conservative factions. God damn, move. I should have left my shit on Do Not Disturb. The party's support declined during Great Depressions as Democratic President FDR offered a New Deal.
All right, so let's stop right. Let me jump in right there, Jamie. So that's the beginning of the pivot. So FDR, as me and Ron was talking about earlier, let me remember. Okay, the Great Depression, somebody help me out, the memory failing. I think the Great Depression is before World War II. So the Democratic president, FDR, ushers in Social Security, food stamps, all the shit y'all hear the Republicans complaining about today, but they was receiving that back then. So that was a part of the New Deal through FDR. And because at that time, Jamie just read how the Republican Party came out in our favor with not civil rights, just call it anti-slavery and the other stuff he read earlier. But then remember that second or third paragraph, they sort of made a pivot. Okay, we came out and did our part to help the free slaves. Now let's pivot to business. Now remember, business is cold-hearted in a lot of cases. So when they made their pivot to business, and the Great Depression hit, guess what the Great Depression affects most? It affects business. So you can't really be cold-hearted when the whole economy is down. And that's how the Democrats kind of slid in with FDR. FDR came in with the, hey, check this out. I know it's rough right now. Here's some food stamps. Here's some Social Security. And this, that, and the third. I can't remember the other stuff. So that's the beginning of the Democratic Party sort of, you know, making that pendulum swing back and forth every other election between Republicans and Democrats. Carry on, Jim.
Okay, so what did I stop at? The Republican rise to power returned with Eisenhower, whose president agenda selectively accepted New Deal programs after Dr. King's. Okay, go ahead.
All right, so let me jump in right there. So Eisenhower rise to power. So Eisenhower is the Republican. So remember, FDR just gave everybody food stamps. It was rough. We wasn't alive during the Great Depression, but they said it was like one of the poorest times in our nation's history. Mm-hmm. This kind of put the Republicans out the way for maybe a few elections. We'll have to go through the history on it. Eisenhower was the one who kind of brought the Republican Party back. And he went, and the way he had to bring it back, because remember, in the United States, business is cold. And the Republicans got a phrase that go, you either sink or swim when it comes to business. What does that mean? When you start your business, you either gonna make it or you not. And ain't nobody coming to help you. You're gonna sink or swim. Now imagine that mentality during the Great Depression. That's why the Republicans fell out of favor. How did they come back in favor? Eisenhower rise to power. Eisenhower comes into president, I think it's say 1952 or something like that. And he say, hey, y'all, we can't be that cold with the business no more. We're going to include some of these New Deal benefits that President FDR issued shortly after the Great Depression. So it took for, I'm sort of trying to show the balance between both parties and how you really can't be far right or far left. You kind of want to stay near the center because it's a balance. It can't be a cold, calculated, capitalistic country to where, hey, if you don't know how to hustle, you just gonna die. That's cold-blooded.
Which is why the independent space is like the best, kind of the best space to be in.
Well, yeah, we could finish. I think it's like maybe two more paragraphs.
So it's just after that it says, after Dr. King's Civil Rights Act, the Republican parties used a Southern strategy that appealed to most white voters.
So that's the pivot.
That's the pivot.
Take it from there, Jamie. That's the biggest pivot. That's when whoever y'all want to call it, that's when the MAGA's great-grandparents, let's call it, say that. That's when MAGA great-grandparents say, oh, we're getting the hell up out of here. And they left the Democratic Party. This is the main point I'm trying to make, y'all. When they cross the aisle and they go into the Republican Party, the children of the people who did that are surrounding Trump today. So, Solo, to your point or to anybody else's, it's difficult for Trump to do anything for us when he's surrounded by them kind of people. I hope that makes sense, y'all. I mean, there's.
So let me. I gotta ask some questions now. So, are you possibly proclaiming that? I mean, obviously, we know that the Republican Party from the beginning was the original party of the black people. We know that to be true. So basically, by reading this statement, basically that's the receipts to how the racist Southern whites are now supporting the Republican Party.
Yes.
But does that mean Black America should be not supporting them just because they so happen to decide that they're going to convert?
I need y'all help with that because that's the greatest dilemma. Jamie, more of us would cross the aisle if they wasn't over there. Who wants to go over there with them? Listen to the terms you use. The racist Southerners, right? Bro, when you look at not a DNC, when you look at the RNC, that shit looks like a Klan rally. Who the hell want to go over there? But the point that Tex is making is that party came out swinging for us. And the only reason we haven't, so when you got to that paragraph where what's his name? Okay, JFK is assassinated. His vice president comes in. What is his name? Lyndon Johnson out of Dallas.
Yeah.
And signs the Civil Rights Act. A lot of the people, what did you just call them? I'm standing with you, brother. I ain't gonna send you out there by yourself. The racist Southerners. That's when they say, okay, damn, they was mad at Johnson for signing that shit with Dr. King in the picture, and they left the Democratic Party. So to your question, do you want to go over there with them? Would you feel comfortable over there with the children of the people who pretty much left the Democratic Party, which was the party of slaves? It's fair to say that.
But still, I mean, I would say no, it wouldn't be, you know, in our best interest to do so, surrounding ourselves, actually being around them. But however, you got to also consider that the whole purpose of the Democrats doing what they did is to basically finesse us. That's the whole purpose of it. And it worked. As you can see, look at we're voting Democrat at a 90-something% rate. And we're actually doing it believing as if we're doing the right thing. So that's the crazy part, which goes back to my original point, which is why I am happy to see that Trump is tearing this whole motherfucker down.
Are you aware of the statement that Lyndon Johnson said?
Negroes voting Democrat for the next. Yeah, I'm very familiar. Me and the old girl yesterday, we talked about that. We talked about that yesterday.
Here we are 40, 50, 60 years later from that.
Still doing it. It's crazy. And how the hell are y'all not aware of that? That's my thing. How are we not aware of that? And support. I don't know why you can't support on you. I mean, comment on YouTube. That's crazy. I don't know. I mean, obviously you're not blocked or nothing. It's kind of. And to finish up your statement, it says since 2009, a conservative shift towards right-wing pop culture brought us to the infamous statement, "Take me to your leader."
That's how we get to where we are now. And pop culture is influence. So the Republicans needed a popular guy. Who was the leader of President Trump? Come on.
It all makes very good sense now. For real.
They knew that we can't find nowhere. J.D. Vance wasn't going to beat Hillary. J.D. Vance wasn't going to beat him. So they had to find somebody who could. So even they had to tap into the pop culture of the country we live in. Hey, get Trump. If Trump's down to do it, let's go.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's crazy. I wish we had more people in the audience, particularly liberals right now, to hear, or people that vote Democrat, to hear what would be their response to this. I would be very interested to hear it.
It's hard to be offended by anybody that would say the Democratic Party is the party of house Negroes. Bro, I gotta say if somebody else said it, because I got family members that's in the Democratic Party. But
me too. All of mine, almost all of them are Democrats.
Reading that statement, bro, it's the party of the house Negroes. Now I understand the people who don't want to cross the aisle because you got the racist Southerners. So it's called the Southern strategy. They just didn't put the racist word on it. It should have been the racist Southern strategy. So that's a hell of a dilemma for us to be in. I mean, we all intelligent. What would y'all suggest?
For everybody else that's in the comment section, can you just respond in the comment section to let me know that they not censoring the comments?
I want to surprise them. Yeah.
Because it's crazy. We ended up having the internet connection bullshit. Dan support saying he can't comment on YouTube. YouTube, y'all doing it like that? That's crazy work.
Yeah, some heavy topics.
This last one really gonna get them mad. Hey, Solo, you still there?
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
I'm losing that bet so far. You said you was gonna mostly listen today, and you ain't got no way to just read. Yes, no.
I didn't hear him.
They think you too far from the mic. She can't hear you.
You don't have any thoughts on what Jamie just read?
No, I think that's old news.
Oh, damn.
I mean, we were aware of it.
Right. But to connect the dots.
But it's certain things you connected that I was like, okay, that I didn't see it that way. But I mean,
No, I mean, we knew about the party switch. We knew the Republic. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Frederick Douglass was a Republican. So we knew that Black people were riding with the Republicans first, but it definitely has been a shift where they're not the party for Black people right now. So, I mean, I definitely wouldn't be advising our people to start voting Republican. I mean, if it's a Republican, if you could tell me something that Black people benefit from the Republican voting for the Republicans, I would entertain it. I'm not opposed to voting Republican. I'm just not going to go from one plantation to the other.
Right.
And neither one of them are doing anything.
And actually be sitting with the children of the plantation owners. So what do we advise? That's
create our own political party and our own candidates to vote for them.
Well, if the Democrat, if Trump is successful at burying the Democrats, I think it'll be the best time for us to emerge with this new party.
Yeah, it is.
If the Democrats are out of the way, this is the perfect time.
This is the perfect time. And the Democrats are done. They're cooked.
They done for.
They're done.
Yeah,
they should be done for.
That video, what happened at the State of the Union, that confirmed everything the reparation experts and advocates were saying about them.
Yeah,
and I don't think that they didn't stand up because they don't believe in us. I think that they didn't stand up because they knew Trump was on some bullshit.
That man said, if you believe in America first. Now I'm with Jamie on this when it comes to, I'm not just going to disagree because it's Trump. That man said, if you believe in America first over illegal, undocumented immigrants, stand up. I know I'm paraphrasing what he said, but
Trump don't even believe that.
I can agree with that, might be so. But what I'm saying is, it's just for, I mean, you're on the biggest stage. Everybody sees it. It's not a good look at all for them. They didn't give a fuck.
No, the way Trump attacked her ass was not a good look.
Attacked who? The Democrats?
Yes. That woman from Somalia.
I mean, what did he say to her? I'm not familiar.
Did we watch the same? Jamie, you think that was appropriate the way he attacked her?
I'm not familiar with what he
Yeah. I'm missing it.
Okay.
Because I know she started saying some stuff at him. I know that. And then he responded something, but I didn't see nothing out of bounds that he said to her.
The camera guy was strategic in putting the frame on them two, because those are like the two immigrant politicians in the Democratic Party. I forgot her name, but she's from Somalia. I mean, I have to check her record to see if she voted for reparations.
But tell me what was said though, because I may have missed something big. I must have missed it.
He attacked her. You don't think he attacked her? You think that was the way a president is supposed to communicate with his other government officials?
Like, what did he say that was attacking to her? Like,
I don't even know. I don't even say. I'm not even claiming that I know exactly what he said, but all you had to do was look at his behavior to her. He said that you should be thrown out of Congress. You should be this. You should be that. I mean, his whole behavior towards her was that not aggressive?
No, I just think that's just feeling based, and I don't have a problem with that.
Oh, did you ever see Obama attack somebody like that?
I don't care about that.
But that's why I said. That's why I was saying when y'all was off the live, we treat Trump like a man child. He can get up there and talk all that bullshit, be all unprofessional and all of that, and we excuse it like that's okay. That's not okay.
No, the reason why let me tell you something. The reason why a lot of people are okay with Trump doing it is because he's being his authentic self. When Obama and all the other presidents before him are doing this stuff the way you're talking about they're just trying to be politically correct, but they're not being authentic. It's a lie. It's a facade. So a lot of people are respecting that he's being who he is.
And that's not okay. Even if that's his normal demeanor, that's not okay. He's at work. He's supposed to be representing us.
Me personally, I want you to be exactly who you are over there. Anyway.
Well, that's your opinion. But we know damn well you can't show up in no damn job and behave the way Trump did. And to behave the way she did, responded to him. You can't respond to your someone else in your thing, someone else that works with you in that manner and keep your job. No, you lose your job when you speak to people at your job like that.
If he would have just singled her out and attacked her, I would have been on your side. That wasn't the case.
He said, stand up if you have this opinion. She didn't stand up, and he would full-blown attack on her. Is that not?
He didn't do that, though. That's what I'm trying to say.
What happened then? What happened?
What happened was he said, if you stand up, if you believe in this statement, we are to protect Black Americans first over illegal immigrants. Now, I'm paraphrasing as well, but that's pretty much what he said.
And then when she didn't stand up, what'd he do?
He didn't do nothing but sit there and look at first.
And then what'd he do? And then what'd he do?
He said, you should be ashamed.
Absolutely.
Okay, but he didn't signal her out. He's talking about everybody that didn't stand up. That's what I'm trying to say.
I mean, the way not just her, everybody that didn't stand up.
I mean, I think he's right with that. You should be ashamed that you're not choosing your country first over people that's not.
We're not talking about whether Trump is right or wrong with that. We're talking about his behavior when something didn't go his way. You say you think it's.
What I'm not getting is what is the behavior? Because all he said was
back up. Just pull the video back up and just listen, and let's listen to Trump. But if you think that behavior is okay, I'm never going to convince you. But to me, that behavior is not okay as a president of a country. At work, no less. It would be different if he was at the bar, but he was at fucking work.
They got a long ass clapping. He sat there. Oh,
Isn't that a shame? You should be ashamed of yourself not standing up. You should be ashamed of yourself. That is why I'm also asking you to end deadly sanctuary cities that protect the criminals and enact serious penalties for public officials who block the removal of criminal aliens. In many cases, drug lords, murderers all over our country, they're blocking the removal of these people out of our country, and you should be ashamed of yourself.
Yeah. And that's the end of it. I don't see nothing he did wrong there.
Okay, and that's your opinion. There's nothing I can do to change that, but he was completely inappropriate.
He's
You know
saying
what
I'm
happened?
asking you to basically stop the
You know, you
sanctuary
should be
city.
ashamed of yourself.
Right. I said that part already.
Right. So yeah. His behavior was
So
inappropriate on
telling
my
somebody you
list.
should be ashamed of yourself is attacking
Absolutely.
them.
Is absolutely. Is that not an attack? That
No,
you should be ashamed of yourself.
you think
Are
that's
you
Todd
absolutely
said
that
no
is
too. That's not attacking nobody. I don't know what you're
okay.
talking about.
Okay. Okay.
Whether if it was politics,
Now, if he would have signaled one person out and be like, "You should be ashamed of yourself. You doing this and doing that and that in your city and your state." Now that would have been
Okay.
attacking somebody.
You're not gonna convince me that was appropriate, so we can move on.
That's what happened. That's literally what happened.
But like I mean, we both watched it. You say that was okay, inappropriate. I say that was inappropriate. It's okay. You don't have to say
I
anything
didn't even
more
necessarily say it was
to
appropriate.
convince
What I
me.
said was that he didn't attack anyone.
And I
He didn't
think he
attack her
completely
specifically.
attacked her. Completely.
He didn't even
Attacked
signal nobody
anybody.
out.
Anybody who had a difference of opinion than him or didn't want to participate in that bull crap that he was doing, then that's not your place to say whoever didn't stand up should be ashamed of yourselves. Blah, 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 Trump.
All right, well. On to the final one.
I mean, the best rebuttal I heard Solo mention was the American of Israel. So as far as that right there, I'm all for it.
And I agree with that when she said that. When she said that, I said I agree with you. He do put Israel first. I agree. I didn't give her no rebuttal to that. 100% agree with her.
You said that would be interesting for them to clap back.
Absolutely. That's what they should have done. That could have been the way to defend themselves.
He caught him off guard.
Exactly. They weren't ready for it.
They all should have stood up. Now, is it America first or Israel first? That would have been a nice clapback, but they wasn't.
Yeah. All right, let me go pull up. Bro, it's the hey, there you playing, bro. Hey, Solo.
What?
You know the video that you shared to me yesterday.
About what?
The guy, what's his name? Let me see what it come up on my phone. Basically, the guy that was talking about exposing what really took place with kind of with the Hitler situation. Remember that video?
Mm-mm.
So he'll play here, but it won't play. That's so crazy. That's so crazy. If I can get it to play, you'll know what I'm talking about. They doing it. I feel like for sure they doing a number today. They trying to stop shit today. They're like, oh, nah, this nigga. Yeah, it won't let me play it on here for some reason. It's weird. And then it won't download. Let me download every other video, but it won't let me download that. Very interesting. Well, people, we got technical difficulties. I don't know if it's a hack or what's going on, but they won't let me play it. Yeah, they won't let me play it. That might be what's going on. Hold on, let me try this. Let me try this. It's crazy. Hey, God damn. This is insane. I don't know, people. I might have to have something else and do it, add this on to the Sunday segment possibly. Cause they fight me hard today.
Did you upload it first?
Huh?
Did you upload it first, which gives them a chance to scan?
I didn't. I tried to do it like, yeah, but I don't know. Cause it's crazy. It's playing here on the phone right here. Like if I want to share it, like if I let you hear what I'm talking about, you'll recognize what I'm talking about.
I can't hear that.
You can't hear it? Shit. Hold on.
Jamie, don't you want to give me a coffee? No, I'm just playing. I
Sure.
want coffee. I just don't want to pay for it.
You're gonna cover my dinner later. We got it. We can make that deal.
Oh, you vegan too? That shit probably high as fuck.
I'm actually cooking today anyway. It's all good.
I want another coffee.
You can hear it? You still can't hear it now?
Let me see it.
Oh shit.
I sent it to you on Instagram.
Yeah, you sent it to me.
Oh, that ain't Hitler. That's
I didn't say it was Hitler. I didn't say it was Hitler.
That's the dude from the Nazi party who was
Right, but it's connected to the Hitler situation.
Oh yeah, he was just saying that he wanted black people to come together and with him because essentially the Middle Eastern country that we can't talk about is coming in and take over our government.
Mm-hmm. And he talked about, what, because he was one of the people that fought during World War II, and he basically was addressing what Hitler was trying to do, kind of. So we all.
So what you think Hitler was trying to do?
All right. Look at how she's trying to make me. Like she's my gangster right now.
What? Oh my God! What was he trying to do?
I definitely thought it before she even said it. When she said it, I kind of got it.
So basically, people that's not aware, they gonna be mad as hell about this.
They gonna block your damn channel. No.
That's why I'm sitting here thinking about should I even say it.
I mean, even if we talk about the alleged statement, now that's out in the public. That ain't nothing we don't already know about. This allegation
now, but a lot of people don't know
his deathbed. He says that one day the world is gonna find out that I was just trying to save my country. Mm-hmm. Then if you add in the fact that they have a secret God that they like to make sacrifices to. That's not secret. That's in a public eye too.
So basically, I'm gonna talk in a way that y'all can receive it, but only people who knows. If you know, you know. So apparently, during World War III, Hitler, the evil man that everyone put him out to be, was fighting to protect his country from a certain group of people. And he also allegedly, one of the things that was said before his death was that America has found a way to basically imprison and trap God's stolen jewelry. And he was fighting to basically stop them from doing world domination. Because for those of you that don't know, if you're in control of God's stolen jewelry, you can control the world. So basically, he was trying to expose to people that somebody is a fraud and they're trying to steal this. And that's what this guy that I was trying to play kind of was alluding to as well. But pretty much Hitler was saying, once y'all find out the truth of what he was really fighting for, it will spark World War III. So with that being said, I think I said this Sunday. I'm not sure if I said it, but basically, once it is confirmed, and when I mean confirmed, without a shadow of a doubt, who the true children of Israel is, it will spark World War III. So I think I said it in a safe way that they'll leave me the fuck alone. But if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Glow, what's this? Glow, you said World War III. What are you asking? Or is that Gloob? Gloob as fuck. What are you asking when you say World War III?
God's children, man. That it's a stick because when you look at how we are, that's exactly how we.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? We match that description so much.
What's that?
Down to us being the most dog. This just hit in my thoughts in real time. Who wears jewelry, and where does that come from? Like I just grew up watching that.
I didn't think about that. No, I didn't. It's crazy. Yeah, them big ass chains and stuff like that we be always wearing. Our women with the earrings.
He made that statement before we even came into the 70s and 80s with it.
Yeah.
He made that statement in the 1940s. So for us not even be aware of that, but still express our jewelry, gold chains, the gold, that's the bamboo earrings.
That's a good point. That's a very good point.
Like no other, other cultures wear jewelry, of course, but not the way we did. So that title is fitting for us. Jewelry of God, stolen jewelry. Somebody stole it. Imagine that somebody stole God's jewelry. Niggas be mad when they jewelry stole anybody.
So imagine how mad you think the world would be, especially us, once we find out what was stolen. It's going to spark World War III, like he said. Well, the comments got real dry now. I don't know if YouTube done took everybody out. Stop sending people our way. What's going on? But yeah, this shit got dry now. Jose out now. These niggas, they staring the wrong body. Nah, we're gonna get them on out of here. Yeah. So like you about to say something?
I was about to say I'm on YouTube. I'm looking. It don't look like nobody in here.
Damn.
It look like it's 3 people and one, and then it's another person.
Yeah, they don't got it. He said, nah.
We are a little late though.
True, but still folks can see stuff, still can traffic at any time.
Oh, y'all. So y'all know Candace been off for a week, but Candace is coming back. She is doing a full-on documentary on Erica Kurt, starting today.
What time she start?
They say that girl was his handler.
What time Candace starting?
Candace started at 3:30 or 4. She be
Yeah,
bullshit.
it only be around 3.
I'm excited. She seen that little trailer she put out.
I think I will. I ain't gonna be doing that. Probably tune in. It's already 2. Hold on, 3 your time or my time? I just thought about it.
3:30 my time. So it's about in 30 minutes.
30 minutes, basically.
Let
Well,
me see what time she say.
Yeah, probably can see that.
Oh yeah, it come on at 3. It's scheduled for 3.
3. Yeah, good.
She got it labeled as the bride of Charlie. She plays fucking much.
Let me look at this
She
shit.
played too much. Not the bride of.
Oh yeah, I saw this. I definitely saw it. Damn, this shit about to start now.
Yeah, I know. I'm finna get off. Don't worry.
We both about to get off.
That's my shit. Todd, you need to watch that Tucker Carlson interview with Mike Huckabee.
I watched it over here at the studio the other night. I got
okay. You see how they try to. You see the lie that they tell to say that they the Jews.
Yeah.
The thing is that they converted in 600 AD, right?
Yeah.
But then they allege that because they've been Jews since 6500 AD, that they the real Jews. But we're like, okay, so if they converted back then, who were the Jews before that?
Before that, right?
Because these are converts. It was a mass conversion. Right? So who were the Jews prior to that? Because we know they existed prior to that. They don't ever want to talk about it. They just want to say, oh, they've been the Jews for thousands of years, even though they converted.
Let me ask you this before we wrap. So they actually, because I've always said that as well. I think I've seen the show before, but so Tucker or Huckabee actually said 600 AD.
No, I don't think he says that. He just likes to say thousands and thousands of years. But if you read the 13th tribe, you will see that that's when they the Khazars had a mad.
I didn't know Candace monetized again now.
That's good. So that's when they came into world documents around the 5th, 6th century.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That's interesting though. How did
what?
That they let her get her monetization back? But I do know they had put out they passed a new regulations like late last year sometime or whatever, where a lot of channels that got demonetized could come back because they changed their policies a little bit. A lot of stuff that you couldn't say then, you can say it now. So maybe that's what it is.
That girl got 71,000 people waiting on her show.
Wow! Right now,
yeah,
71,000.
Yeah,
71,000 people are waiting,
including me.
Hey, shout out to Candace.
I told you, bro. Candace ain't no joke.
Now look at that picture. Wow. So she's still going in on a private church.
It's phenomenal too. It's crazy.
She going to war. She going to war about Charlie Kirk ass.
That thumbnail is perfect.
Ain't that funny? That's why I say she played too much. Oh, she played too much. Candace ain't no joke.
They already sending 100 million super chats, bro. Candace makes so much money, bro.
Hell yeah, she make bank.
But she makes so much money, bro. It's crazy. Because every single video, I showed you that.
It's a million.
In the millions. Yeah. Like Tucker Carlson, his stuff, some of his stuff be in the hundreds, thousands. Every single one of Candace shit is a million.
And you know what the other thing about what I think makes Candace show so successful is that Candace not talking about what everybody else is talking about. She hit on Epstein. She don't stay on Epstein long. Everybody's talking about Epstein. Candace ain't talking about Epstein. Candace talking about Charlie Kirk. Nobody is talking about Charlie Kirk. Everybody is doing response videos to Candace.
$100 ones too.
We've been waiting on this because she was supposed to come. She was supposed to come back on Monday, but instead she gave us this little commercial and said, "Okay, I'm gonna make y'all wait till Wednesday." And we've been we thought she was coming back on Monday.
So
She started.
The black people commercial. Black people gonna save American commercial. That one.
I think she started. Nah, it ain't. Hold on, is it? Nah, she started that.
Yeah. We waiting. Oh man, I've been waiting on this.
There's 90,000 people in there now.
But when you look at her, Charlie Kirk's wife is a little sketch. She got a lot of connections with a lot of places that's been investigated for human trafficking, and she been all in different type of countries doing charity work or whatever, philanthropy work and all of that. Bye y'all.
Bye.